Hello, everyone. My name is Gabriel Clark, and this is our project Cactus Connect, and I'm joined by.
I'm Smith Devruker.
Isabella Pascal.
And I'm Alexis Urias. All right, getting started with our application description and requirements. So we have chosen to visualize a list of social and volunteer events in the Phoenix area, including the surrounding cities, Phoenix, Scottsdale, Tempe, etc. And we want to collect the data from various websites. So our users will be able to easily filter through our events by either selecting whether they want to search for social or volunteer opportunities, choosing the local area that is closest to them, selecting days or times that they just want to filter by, or setting different categories for events they would like to focus on. Once the user has entered a search query, a list of events matching their criteria will be provided to them. Users will also be able to visually see the distance of the event from their provided location using a map API. And then users will also be able to favorite their events, getting notifications when their event occurs again.
And here are our ER tables or our relations. As for the attributes on the events table, we have our UUID, our volunteer is a Boolean, type, either true or false, our event name, our categories, the date of when it's occurring, a brief description, a location, and the URL where you can actually find more information or sign up for the event. For users, we have just regular first name, last name. We have interests that could be used as keywords to find other events or related events. Whether or not you're there as a volunteer or just maybe you're looking for a social event. We have favorites, the city you're located in, and then your email. And then for location, we have just a UUID and a city name.
Going over the ER diagram, it essentially just represents what we had in the ER table. We have the event user and the city tables. Each of the tables have multiple branches that signify which columns they have. So the event table has the name UUID. So the UUID is a unique identifier. It will be the primary key of the event table database. Of the event table in our database. The UUID would be automatically generated. It would increment either depending on how we set up the backend. It would either be around like 16 digits, I think is the default, and it could be anywhere between like 5 to 20 or however we decide to do it. URL is quite simple. It's a URL that takes you to the event website. Our website mainly just aggregates these events. We aren't offering event like hosting in this time. At least we don't plan on doing that. It will just be aggregating it. So we have URL so that you can navigate to the actual event page where you could sign up for the event or RSVP or whatever. Description is just a short description of what the event is and what it does to see if you have any interest in it. It would also help you filter through the events if you want do not include specific description items, or if you do want to include specific description items. Categories, once again, quite self-explanatory. It's what category the event falls under. You can have multiple different events with multiple different categories. You can have one event with multiple categories, or you can have an event that just has a single category. Is volunteer event is just a Boolean true or false that says if the event is a volunteer event or not. That doesn't mean that the event is exclusively for volunteers because an event obviously might require volunteers while also having users in attendance. It might not necessarily be that all the people in attendance would be volunteers. The C name is a foreign key from the city, which is the name of the city. It would contain well, obviously it would contain the name of the city where the event is being hosted. It might also refer to the UUID of the city, just in case we need to refer to the city, just to make the links between the two tables better. And the date is a date. It would be in month, day, year format because we are Americans. User table is going through them. The email is just the email for the user. The UUID for the user is a unique identifier for the user, similar to the UUID on the event, but obviously it would be unique. The favorites of the user is just an array of event UUIDs, so that we can easily have a easy reference table to display favorite events that the events that the user has favorited. Um, First name, last name is self-explanatory. It is the first and last name of the user. Is volunteer is if the user is interested in volunteering. Interest is what categories that of events the user is interested in. And CNAME is once again city name because you need to know which city the user is in order to suggest requirements. Of course, it's not locked to only the city they're in. If they want to search for events outside their city, they are free to do so. However, if they want suggestions, the suggestions will mainly be placed in their city. And the city just has two keys, the name and the UUID. The name was obviously the city's name, and the UUID is the unique identifier for the city. So now the relationships in between them, we have the event and user, and the signs up for relationship basically says that many users can sign up for many events. And we both of those also have a one-to-many relationship with the city because an event and a user must be located in a city, and the city has to exist for an event or a user to exist.
Okay, lastly, I will be going over our implementation plans. So for our database management system, we have chosen PostgreSQL. Its robust features and reliability make it an ideal choice for our data storage and retrieval needs. For the web application development, we will be utilizing a combination of technologies such as HTML, CSS, and JavaScript. React.js will serve as the primary framework to provide a dynamic and interactive user interface. The backend logic and server-side operations will be implemented using Python, ensuring efficient data processing and seamless communications with the database. We chose these based on our group's previous skill sets. And that wraps up our phase 1. Thanks for watching.